Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope everyone is doing well. Right. Got some lovely folks in the chat. I see my man Crude's in the chat. Be sure to make sure to catch his live. I think he's scheduled at 3:30 Eastern to go live. Always fun stuff to talk about. Sorry about that. Was I muted this whole time? Wow. Was I really muted this whole time? Was I? These early lives, man. It's weird. Okay. I'm not muted now. I know that. I know. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So I see beautiful people here. And I also see Crude. I see what I did there. No, Crude's gonna be yeah, all right. So you guys heard me say about Crude's live coming up at 3:30. So I'm looking forward to that. It's always fun. Woman of Sparta. I haven't seen you in a long time. It's good to see you. So the other night, I'm a little behind, but the other night got some. I'm glad Crude's here because we got some shout outs. I think I know. Well, he went over. Yeah. Make sure you go into any of Crude's descriptions because he promotes Fuck Cancer, which is a genuine charity. It's an actual, real, legit fundraiser to research and fight cancer. I know many of us, most of us here have experienced how cancer can affect your lives in some way, shape, or form. And it's never pretty. I've lost too many people to cancer, and basically you're just watching something eat someone you love from the inside out. And it's really, really bad. And it's a very, very difficult thing to have to look at and experience, especially if you're in a position to where you have to take care of someone, which I had to do. And at age 19 with my stepfather, and that was not easy at all. I mean, and just living with knowing that their time is limited here. Very difficult thing. And so for Molly Golightly and her panel of morons to imply that Crude would use something like that to gain for himself is just disgusting. So I don't blame him at all for getting pissed off the way he did. So, and of course, it's proven. And the dude, like Justice for All, I made fun of this guy. I made fun of this guy many times, but he was the one person who actually was like, dude, all you got to do pretty much is click on it and look, it's a legit charity. Blows my mind, man. These people are idiots. So let me get right into this. Now, what really got my goat about that live, now I never watched the whole thing. Usually people send me either clips or give me a timestamp, or I'll ask my mods for a timestamp when somebody plays a clip or something. But and thank God for my mods. I gotta tell you, they're they do the dirty work, man. They do that dirty work of going through hours of these idiots talking. Panda, please come on. Thank you. They'll go through hours which I'm just not willing to do. So I find that funny. So I'm really, really grateful to my mods for having that kind of patience. So the latest is that Molly Golightly is taking on the Oakley Carlson case, which is based out of just outside of Seattle. And it's a case that really hits home with me because it is another example of how the system absolutely failed. The system failed another child. And it's really, really depressing when that happens because the system is designed to protect children and keep families together. Now, one could argue the fact that Oakley Carlson had been returned to her parents was them making sure that the child is with her family. Sure. Okay. But the problem with that was that these parents were absolute meth heads and burned down their house. And they just recently had new charges added on to the charges that they already had. And this is one of those cases where a child goes missing, but based on what we know, we can pretty much sum up and attest. We can pretty much assume that these parents did something to this child based on all of the facts that we know. Now, if you guys want, if you're interested in that case, I did a couple of videos on that. So all you have to do is just look for Oakley Carlson. I've covered that case a couple times. The Dad Challenge podcast, Josh has covered it before, and he even had Oakley's foster mom on a panel with him, and he interviewed her, and he did a great job with that. But yeah, and the parents were arrested too. Right, exactly. Like I said, when you go back and you look at all the facts, which I'm not going to go over here, but when you go back and you look at all the facts on this case, it's safe to assume that these parents absolutely know exactly what happened to this child, and they're just not talking. So this is a different situation, a much different situation than the Summer Wells case. Now, so as far as that goes, I mean, I don't know if she plans on going to Seattle. Jesus, that's so annoying. Just thinking about it bothers me. It's one thing to sit up here on your channel and talk about it. It's one thing to spread misinformation and rumors, which is all horrible, but it's a whole nother thing when you go to the location and you start talking to law enforcement officers and you start knocking on people's doors, because what you're doing is tampering with potential witnesses. Now, they have the parents in custody. What they're doing right now is putting together enough of a case to be able to charge them with the disappearance of little Oakley. So that takes some time. So when you decide to go up there and you completely and totally dismiss this particular detail that law enforcement is trying to build a case, and not have the mindset of, dude, what are you doing, Panda? Panda's like, butt is itching, and she's just like, dude, lay down or figure out what you're doing, but I can't have you like, thank you, I appreciate that. She listens so good. Dude, what I just say? And I just told everybody how well you listen. Anyway. So I mean, yeah, no, and she does know. She just doesn't care. She does know. She just doesn't care that that's exactly what she's doing. And potentially interfering with an investigation, potentially interfering with a case that needs to be presented in court, possibly, unless they plead guilty. But what we're looking at is this is a very complicated case. This is a very complicated case. This is going to really bother me if she goes up there and she starts interfering with this, because this is the father, one of the parents that are charged is an ex-cop. So we're looking at a whole, it's not what you know, what you can prove type mentality coming from him. He already knows the system. He already knows how to play it. And he has a good chance of getting away with this. Because we don't really know what law enforcement knows. Again, just the same as the Summer Wells case, we don't really know what law enforcement knows as far as their investigations go. It's a good girl. It's just outside of Seattle, Shell 291. But let's get to the shout outs. Let's get to that.
Yeah.
Inmates basically run the prisons.
That's why I was like, what about General Bob? Because they'll need,
like, these people. It's so funny. It's crazy to see, because these people, there's 6 people on this panel and none of them know what the fuck they're talking about. So it's crazy to just sit there and listen to these people, because it's like, it gives me a headache. Thank God my mods are willing to sit through that shit to fucking find me timestamps.
2 minutes to ask him, where's your daughter? And he'll tell quick.
What about all that Beach Creek community people in Sullivan County or Hawken County that just got arrested? They're all up in that jail right now. And he ran a bunch of names across these people not being there. So that could be another reason why he's in segregation, is because there's a lot of people that got arrested recently over the last month.
Okay. I love how they think that they know why Don Wells is in segregation in jail right now. We don't know why. If I had to guess, okay, there are 2 possibilities. Okay, 2 possibilities. 2 likelihoods, I should say. One of them being that it's a very high profile case. It's an extremely high profile case, and they're concerned for his safety. Sorry, Cherry's telling me to check my DMs here real quick. Okay, thank you. Noted. So it being a high profile case, they probably are concerned for his safety, since there's so many rumors going around about what he's done or what he hasn't done or whatever. And he's also detoxing. So to keep him in segregation would basically destroy any chances of him getting any type of substance, obtaining any type of substance while in general population in the jail. There's also the possibility, but I don't believe it. I don't think it's a likelihood, but there's a possibility that they want to wear him down in some way, shape, or form in order to get more information about Summer. But I don't see that being the case. I just don't see that being the case. I think they probably would have picked him up earlier. But yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. As far as what we've seen, that doesn't make much sense.
Or week and month, they're right there in the area that they live. And I mean big stings for trafficking, substances, guns, money, you name it.
This old lady, whoever she is, she's an expert, right? She knows it all. She's talking like she is the utmost authority on jail segregation.
And all these people, and I mean, 40 people or so or better have been arrested. And Don probably has.
Where does she get that number?
Well, if he goes out there, they're going, you're going to snitch on us to get a better deal. So that could be another reason.
And Laurie,
Yeah.
Laurie says, I heard someone put like $700 on Don's books. There's a channel called The Glare.
You like holla. So what's funny is we only raised on my live stream that we raised for Don's commissary, which I absolutely am still proud of. You may agree with it or you may disagree with it. You're entitled to your opinion, but I'm proud. Like I said, and I'll say it again and again and again, there's nothing that anybody is ever going to say that's going to make me regret a kind act towards another person, no matter who that person is, no matter what they may or may not have done. So you can kiss my Dominican dick, okay? Anybody who has a problem with it.
That's actually raising money.
Yeah.
Are you
Don's
serious? The glare
Yes,
is
There's
I
a
raising
saw
money?
that.
money.
Yeah, The Glare is doing that for
I saw
Don's.
that too.
I'm like, dude, come on, man. You want to kill your
Yep.
channel?
Did you hear
What the
that
hell's
one?
wrong?
My channel's actually grown from it. What that also did was it vetted people, right? What's up, Savage? What doing that also did, I gained subscribers and then I lost some. But the kind of subscribers that would somehow find reason to criticize me for doing something kind for another human being who has been dragged through the mud, who has lost their job, for me to do something nice for them, which is like, y'all are acting like I'm buying the guy a new car, dude. Dude, I'm throwing snacks at the guy, dude. That's all I'm doing. That's all I did. Here's some snacks, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a commissary in the jail for a reason. Like, murderers get access to that commissary, dude. You know what I mean? So, like, it's not that serious. It is not that serious. And yes, I did throw $45 to Candace because I said whatever would be collected after in that Cash App after I've closed out the limit for donations. Once I've closed off the donations, I said anything that comes through later, because somebody might be behind watching the stream, would go to Candace. And I donated that to Candace Bly's Cash App. And I'm proud of doing that too, because her main breadwinner, these assholes, had him fired from his job and her fired from her job. And yeah, okay, let's see. Savage saying Brian St. John, he has put his son's books. He murdered a 2-year-old. Wow, Jesus. I never even heard of that. That's crazy. But why? I mean, and this dude, Brian St. John is just like, he's up there, you know, and he goes on Burnt Toast panel. And is that actually a fact? Yeah, fact check that for me, mods, please. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, like this dude goes on Burnt Toast panel talking about, oh, I'm just here to say nice things because, you know, I don't agree with the things that Molly does and blah, blah, blah. Yet he's sitting here on panel with her. You know, the dude is harassed the grandmother of which child? What? Oh my God. That's awful. Jesus.
Larissa. We got Donnie. We got Benny Keys raising money for Candace, and we got the Glare raising money for Don. Am I really in this la la
I raise
land
money
right
for
Well, you know,
Candace,
I
too.
might not be so.
Yeah.
It's unreal. It's unreal. This is what happens when you get lowlifes protecting lowlifes. These people are not right in the head. How they have a following, either they are just a bunch of junkies, or
You hear that, chat? Molly Go Lightly thinks you guys are a bunch of junkies. Can I get middle finger emojis in the chat for Molly Go Lightly, please? Because, yeah, apparently, according to her, because you listen to us, you must be junkies. Definitely low lives, according to Molly Golightly.
I mean, listen, you're a product of your own environment. Listen, people like Glare. I mean, he is so pompous. He's so just icky. He's icky. And he
oh man. So pompous. I love it. I love it. You know what was really funny is I was drinking 12-year-old scotch when somebody posted this clip in my Discord. And I was like feeling very pompous at that very moment. I was really enjoying it. Thank you, Caleb. I'm going to look into that. The glarer. She totally did it too. She goes, the glarer.
attracts the grossest people. I mean, to say that you're going to counter and you don't even fucking do it. Oh, he started fucking crying, the glare. He was crying. Oh, Molly, tell JLR to leave me.
Wait, what? That didn't happen. What I did, which I actually read out loud to my chat when I did it, I believe in reason, okay? I believe in being a voice of reason to some degree, if I can. And the way I'll explain it here, I didn't feel right trashing her on my channel without telling myself that I made the effort to reach out. Okay. I messaged her directly in a private message on Instagram, and I asked her kindly to not do what she was going to do, which was come to Tennessee and interfere with an investigation. So this way I feel guilt-free when I get up here and do what I'm doing now. So to me, you know, to say things like that is just hilarious. It's just hilarious. It makes absolutely no sense. And nobody is ever going to believe that shit, because that's just not me.
Me alone. He's doxing my sister, my whole family, please. Dude,
I didn't know JLR went after him.
Oh, JLR was like, oh, really? Yeah, he's going after a bunch of people, but I'll tell you one thing. He finds out everything about everybody.
Yeah.
For a motherfucker to say, we're going to counter protest, a protest for a baby, you right there are a piece of shit. And to ever criticize
okay,
me.
let's get something straight there. Dumpy dump. You were not doing anything in the interest of Summer Wells. You continue to tag her name. You continue to make money off of her name. You have only made money off of her name. And everybody's on to you. Like, you could sit up here and say all the bullshit that you want, but it doesn't change the fact that there is hours and hours and hours and hours and hours documented that you raised money and collected off of the back of a missing child while torturing her parents, while harassing their parents.
For having a birthday party for a little girl, go fuck yourself.
For a missing little girl. Let's get this straight. That the fact that you don't see anything wrong with what you did, Molly, it says everything about you. It says everything about you. Hold on a second. Please elaborate on that. I love when people bring up Sophie Long case to me. I love that shit. Please elaborate. I love when people bring up the Sophie Long case. It's the stupidest argument.
I'm gonna call Hawkins County Jail.
with my little St. Patrick's.
Disgusting. It's
I
see you,
disgusting.
Matt.
You got
I
two
haven't-
scummy- you got two scummy YouTubers trying to raise money for two scummy parents, while Marissa's sitting here doing live streams.
Do you see the difference between channels like this, Crude AF, Burnt Toast, channels like us, and channels like us and channels like this? Because what you hear, okay, just hold on here. All right. So this troll is saying that I used Sophie Long as a cash cow. That did I make money off of covering these things? Did I get super chats? I absolutely did. Did I get PayPals? I absolutely did. Now, mind you, the first time that I covered the Sophie Long case, I was not monetized. I had a PayPal, but I hardly made anything at all. But what I did do with the Sophie Long case, the difference between me and since this jackass in the chat actually has the audacity to compare what I did with Sophie Long to what this woman is doing with Summer Wells, it's mind blowing, because the fact is I proved that the court handled these things irresponsibly. I proved that there was misconduct, if not straight corruption, in the police department that was charged with the responsibility of investigating Sophie's case. I played a phone call many, many times, a recorded phone call between an off-duty sergeant who called the cops that were collecting a SANE exam. If you don't know what a SANE exam, it's evidence collected in the hospital. It's basically a rape kit, right? And so they were conducting a SANE exam for Sophie, where you hear one of the nurses say that there are signs of a venereal disease. So I proved that there was reason to investigate this case. And I proved that there was a cop trying to intercept the evidence. He called the other police officers, and he lied, saying that Michael Long had taken this child in, I think 11 times or something like that. That's it, Sherry, exactly. Just facts. Don't like facts? Fuck off. Simple. Absolutely. I regret nothing as far as the Sophie Long case goes. So everybody, again, who has a problem with what I did with the Sophie Long case can kiss my Dominican dick. Thank you, Annie Poo RN. I appreciate that. And do I think I'm the same as Crude AF and Burnt Toast? Did I say that? Did I say that? We all have our own ways of running our channel. What we have in common, though, is we don't do fucked up shit like these people do. So, Machiavelli, you can kiss my Dominican dick as well.
Doing donation ones straight to St. Jude's and straight to the missing. And like, are you not seeing this? Like, you're still enabling these people. Like, stop.
There's just chaos.
You're
Have
crazy.
you no, seriously, there's just chaos. You didn't know? They're
Good,
saying that I'm taking the money.
Yeah, that's not how it works when the button says donate, stupid.
No, nobody's saying that you didn't actually have a fundraiser. We're saying that you constantly, what you do, Molly Golightly, is you constantly tag Summer's name. You do nothing towards spreading any type of facts or useful information regarding the case, and you collect donations from doing so. You get up there and you trash talk her parents. That is all you do. And spread misinformation regarding the case. That's what you do, and you collect money for doing it. I don't do anything of the sort. When I tag someone's name, It's because I am sharing information. Information that I have verified as fact. We're all YouTubers. Nobody's saying they got a problem with you making money. Nobody's saying that. We're all YouTubers. That's what monetization is for. Okay? Nobody's faulting anybody for making money. We're faulting you for making money under false pretenses. We're faulting you for saying that you're collecting money to raise, to protest, and to investigate a missing child. But you're not doing anything. And you're making money off of a 6-year-old little girl who's missing her back. And you're making money off of harassing her parents, disrespecting her grandmother's grave. Everything that you're doing in Summer's name is a disrespect to Summer. Everything.
Yeah, Tara said they are not accepting any more money for his commissary. I did say, can't the jail do something about
Here's
this?
the thing. Yep, I was.
What do you
I call-
expect?
I got
What do
the-
you expect the jail to do, you fucking dolt? What do you expect the jail to do exactly? Like, he's in jail and the commissary is for the people in jail. And there are service fees. You don't think the jail actually wants people to put money in those commissaries? There are service fees. They collect money. They make money off of the commissary. Why the hell would they want to just... Why? Because he's Don Wells? Because you assume that he knows something about what happened to his daughter? So you want the jail to take away his rights and his privileges? Thank you, Paula Rogers. I appreciate that.
The number right here. I'm gonna call and see what the limit is.
It's $200.
I don't think there's a
To see
limit
what
on
the
what you
limit
can
for
have
an
in your
inmate.
commissary.
No, I think there probably is a limit because there has to be so that shitty things are more.
Well, you know,
straight
with
in
him,
jail.
Well, let's
with him
find
being
out.
so-
Now, what's funny is there's not a limit. I mean, as far as what you can donate, how much you can donate at a time, there's a max of $200. But that doesn't mean that he maxes at $200 and he can't have any more than $200 in his commissary. It just means that each person who puts money in the commissary, their max that they could put in at a time is $200. Yeah, that's a good point, man. Yeah, she acts like she's better than people, you know? But the thing is these people have, I mean, even, you know what I'm saying? Even Don Wells has 100 times more class than Molly Golightly. 100 times. This is a guy that was on my channel through Benny. He calls Benny. Benny is on my panel, and I'm here, and I'm talking to Don through Benny's phone on a live stream here. And I'm asking the man a very, very valid question. Do you plan on taking any legal action against these people who have harassed you and caused you so much torment? And he says no. Don says he just wants to focus on the positive people in the community that are showing him support. That's what he would prefer to do. Does that sound like a malicious child murderer? I mean, that's not what that sounds like to me.
Calling right now.
Well, no, wondering if the jail could actually do something about it, because he doesn't need to be in there profiting off his crime.
He's not profiting off his
These
crime.
criminals legally, by law, like
You're profiting, and you don't even know if a crime even took place. But you're profiting off of saying that a crime took place when you have nothing to back it up. To say that Don is profiting because he's got ramen noodles to eat while he's in jail is ridiculous. Profiting? Because he has a Snickers bar? Okay.
Say Manson, he couldn't go write a book and profit off of his crime. And this is what he's doing. But essentially, he's got a fundraiser. He's profiting off his crime. So maybe they put an end to it for him specifically.
This guy's a
but
fucking
I don't
idiot.
think that there's a limit that you can have in your commissary to spend. I know there's a limit what you can spend every week, though.
They did, Don. Ellie has shut down public funding to Don. Okay, does
Like, shut down public funding to Don? That's ridiculous. All right. So this jackass again in my chat here. You and Annie knew the truth and kept feeding your subs lies. No, everything that we said we backed up with court documents and recordings. Literally everything that we said, we backed up with court documents and recordings. Everything. I mean, you could go back. I read Kelly's deposition. I went over tons. It is obviously clear that Sophie Long, in her mother's care, was living in an abusive environment. I played 9 different 911 calls, recordings of 911 calls. That child was absolutely in an abusive environment. And Michael Long, although I may not agree with his methods, I have no reason to believe that he was doing anything other than trying to protect his child. Simple. And I showed proof of this. Again, I may not agree with his methods, but I have no doubt in my mind that this man was trying to keep his child safe. And again, I regret and apologize for nothing. I regret nothing and I apologize for nothing when it comes to the Sophie Long case. And I would do it again. So, fuck off.
Ellie know about now, like Candace Bly's, like I said, the cash apps she just made like 6 hours after Dawn went to jail.
I don't think they can do any. I don't think
asking for money because she needs money. She needs help, but don't tell the public, please.
I don't think they can do anything about Candace's because she's not in jail.
What I just want is I want that to be exposed to the public.
Yeah, it needs.
So let's recap here for a second, folks. Let's recap here for just a second. So this panel full of jackasses right now who have already shown support for getting Don and Candace fired from their job. Now they're trying to sit up here and brainstorm a way to keep Candace from getting help, financial help from the public in order to put food on her table. Since the main breadwinner is in jail right now and cannot provide. And that's the thing. When it comes to the Summer Wells case, I have made it a point to not listen to anything that did not concern the case. I have made it a point to not look into anything that involves people's personal lives. Because to me, people probing into their personal lives is exactly part of the problem. That's what's muddying the waters in order for people to form a valid opinion on what may or may not have happened to Summer. And the fact is, by doing that, I've managed to make sure that I only know facts, and the facts, nothing about the facts actually dictate that they could have done anything to Summer. There's nothing to indicate it. And mods who are in my chat, please, anybody who you see that are trash talking, anybody that you see that are trash talking a victim's family, or a victim themselves, just hide them. Get rid of them. Like this Franke Joachim, they're gone. They're gone. I have no patience for that shit. So
The public needs to know that she's behind closed doors, asking closed groups that are based on her missing daughter, and asking these people in a like I said,
I wonder
agents.
I wonder if Candace is accepting any type of government funding, welfare stamps, anything like that.
She needs to get a
she didn't want
job.
to do
If
that,
she
so
does-
they wouldn't get investigated by CPS. That was what she told
she
everybody.
had a job. See, these people are constantly referring to her as some sort of low life, referring to her and Dawn as some sort of low life. But the difference between them and these jackasses on this panel is they work. And you went out of your way. You flew out of state to their home state, showed up to their job, and got them fired. Deliberately got them fired from their jobs. And so you have the audacity to sit up here and be like, they need to get a job. If she's getting government assistance, she qualifies for it. And I guarantee you she does if the person who normally puts food on the table is in jail right now. Her income alone probably doesn't cut it.
Everybody
No,
else, her
don't.
friend Allie.
Wait, this is why they didn't do it.
Well,
Don
CPS can
owes
investigate
back
you.
child support,
No
and he was in
matter
trouble.
what.
Yeah, they can investigate
So
you
that
if you're a
that's
doctor and a
why
lawyer.
That's no, he owed back.
But if they're
child
on
support.
state aid and they have more visits, you see,
Yeah.
if they don't have ties to the
I
government.
right.
this is
I
the way-
love that. Like, isn't it common knowledge that Princess gets food stamps? And that's what Princess gets to contribute to the household. That Princess gets food stamps. That's Princess's contribution to Molly's household. That and being a verbal punching bag. That and being somebody that she gets to humiliate on live streams. Somebody that she actually gets to drag and humiliate and tell all their personal business. Because what's this guy going to do? Because that's another thing. This guy, I mean, I kind of feel sorry for him, but at the same time, I don't feel sorry for him, because at the end of the day, it's him who's putting up with it. You know what I mean? Like, get a job and move the fuck out, unless you like being humiliated all the time by this person. But it's clear that he's dependent on her and her husband. It's clear that he's dependent on her and her husband. And basically it's, I'm going to treat you however the fuck I want to treat you, or you can leave and support yourself. That's basically her way of dealing with Princess. And it's sad to watch. That's another reason why I can't watch her channel. I'm just like, that is fucking horrible. It's just straight horrible. Like, I mean, but at the end of the day, all dude has to do is be like, you know what? I don't have to put up with this shit anymore. But he's so conditioned to that lifestyle. I mean, it just goes with the territory. It's basically, listen, if you're going to live here and live off me for free, then you're going to be subject to being content for me. I'm going to let 1,000 people in my chat trash you, and you're just going to have to take it, or you can get the fuck out. That's basically what's going on there.
I'm just thinking.
Well,
It's
if she
what
didn't want
I got.
anybody, if she had a problem with anybody questioning her about her parenting, that means that there was something going on she didn't want them to know.
Somebody, yes, exactly. And they did the right thing by turning them in. Wholeheartedly, 100%, they did the right thing.
Thank you,
And they
Black
get ready to
Cadillac.
lose the kids when Summer came up missing.
And
Okay, cool.
Hi, beautiful.
You heard that is? They're relaxing, huh?
I know I got my hand up. I'm trying to, like in school, raising your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Speak next.
She's so cute.
What
You
I
got it. You
heard
got to just learn to cut in.
was that
What's
this
up,
is
Panda?
what I heard, that Don owed back child support of
This is what I heard. See, we hear this a lot. This is what I heard. So basically, they're just sitting up there like a sewing circle and spinning yarns, man. That's what they're doing. They're just spinning yarns, perpetuating rumors. And you don't know anything about this family, man. And you don't, it's none of your business how these people live their lives. It's none of your fucking business. And what's really funny to me is, I want to be clear. If you watched my live where I was raising money for, when I was raising money for Don's commissary, when I was raising money for that, I was basically saying, hold on, what's Panda? What's going on? Chill out. I already forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, what I was saying was, when I was raising money for this, for Don's commissary, I was, I said that most of the reason I was doing it was just out of fucking spite for these people, just to piss them off, and it worked. This is pure proof that these people got totally butthurt over the fact that I was helping this dude out, and that's exactly what I did it for.
some kind. Don't ask me what. Just let me finish saying it. That he owed some kind of back child support or some kind of something. So that because they were married, see, it's kind of weird that she goes by Bly and not Wells. But that was one of the reasons why they didn't get any government assistance, because of him. And because she couldn't get, she lived with him. That's what I heard someplace else.
She didn't want to get busted for lying about his income.
Welfare
Yeah.
fraud.
Yeah,
Welfare fraud.
exactly.
Like, they're
That's
just
what it was.
making shit up as they go. Like, are you hearing this? These people are just making shit up. That's what they do. That's what people super chat for, is for these people to sit around and make shit up. It's ridiculous, dude. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand how I can be like, ooh, let me get my card ready. You know what I mean? When I'm hearing this kind of shit, like, it makes no sense to me that somebody's gonna like whip out their card and be like, yeah. It's crazy.
He had welfare fraud charges on him.
Well, he probably made too much to qualify.
That's what it was. He has welfare fraud charges on him already from some other state. And that's why they couldn't do it, because they, yes.
I've never heard anything of the sort. Never. I've heard of burglary charges, but not government fraud charges. Like, and what's funny is people do that shit all the time. My ex does that. I don't mind saying it because she's just a fucking monster. But that's what she does. She lives off. This is what this woman does. Okay. And I'll never have any respect for this at all. What this woman does is she collects disability, food stamps, government money every month. And she supposedly went and saw like 70 different doctors to get a diagnosis to where she could collect disability. Now, do you know what my ex did prior to her sitting around on her ass and living off of your taxes that you pay? Do you have any idea what she used to do? No, you don't. What she used to do before, when she decided she didn't want to work anymore, was she worked for the county and worked in the processing, whether people get approved or not approved for government assistance. So she knows exactly how it works. And she just woke up one day and was like, why am I working? That's not the case here with Don and Candace. Clearly, these people are having trouble making ends meet. These people are sitting here and they're acting like they're above Don and Candace and totally not even acknowledging the fact that the person whose panel this is videotaped herself and posted herself yelling and screaming outside of their job, getting them deliberately fired. And then have the nerve to criticize them for getting any type of government assistance when one of the people who brings in the most income, he's the one with the trade, he's the one with the set of skills. Because as far as I know, Candace is just a laborer. But this dude has a skill and a trade, and now he's sitting in jail.
Yeah. That's
Child
what-
support actually, if child
Yeah,
support
I heard
actually,
it's true.
welfare fraud.
Jay Lewis is saying take the child support from his books, and if he goes back to child
Yeah.
support and they find out he's got that funding in there like that, they can.
Child support. I was wrong.
You
I was
need it.
wrong. It wasn't
That would be funny as hell if they
I'm
took
going to
that.
notify Tennessee Child Support.
Why would that be funny? Why would that be funny? Why would it be funny? These people are sitting there brainstorming over how to fuck these people over out of money, to live, to survive. That's what this panel is sitting there doing. These aren't just stupid people. These are stupid, shitty fucking people. These are horrible people, bad people. And they justify it because he did something to his little girl. You don't have anything to dictate that. You don't have anything that says that they did anything to this child. Oh yeah, she's insane, dude. She's insane.
Division tomorrow.
There
I'm
you go.
doing it.
That
Thank
would
you.
be funny as hell if they looked into his
Making
books
my
and
note right now.
Yep. There you go.
It wasn't child support. I got it wrong. I'm correcting myself. Listen, it wasn't child support. I corrected myself. It was welfare fraud, is what I heard.
Okay.
I got it
Well,
wrong.
you still have to
Remember?
pay that back.
Well, yeah. If Don does owe any child support, though, actually they could take it
Yes,
out.
they
Of his book.
could. But I
If he
think
owes any restitution,
Dude, yeah. I mean, if we don't even know if they're getting a refund. You know why we don't know? Because it's none of our fucking business whether or not they're getting a tax refund or not. The bottom line is if Don worked and he filed his taxes, then whatever. Whatever. Why is that anybody's concern? What happens with Don's taxes? That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
of any kind.
Any. That's
Anywhere.
right. Any probation fees,
what it
anything.
was. he got in trouble
Yep.
for it. That's why they put it into it. I said it was child support or something. I was just something like that.
Yeah, I heard.
But
See, girl, I heard that too.
Everything is I
Thank you
heard,
for
I
helping
heard,
this
I
stroke
heard,
brain
I
work.
heard.
Thank you.
And that's what these
Sorry, I
jackasses
got
do.
it
Like
wrong.
they'll people
You know what?
Yeah,
But
see how
you
you
know,
got
people end up saying I heard this and I heard that, and a good percentage of that time where they say I heard this, I heard that, that's just their way of somehow justifying making some shit up. They say, oh, I heard this and this and this, when it's really you're just making the shit up as you're saying it and starting and spreading rumors. That's some fucking middle school bullshit.
It's all freaking out up here.
but we all got all this different.
I would not, you know, I
information,
see
and
you,
It's all
I see-
jumbled up.
I see you. I would not be surprised. But what I don't understand, I see you, is why he's not already in jail for that a long time ago. That's crazy. How much?
Probably because he didn't do it. Probably because whatever the fuck you're talking about, you're just making up as you fucking go along. And that's why he's not in jail for whatever the fuck it is you're talking about.
warrants do you need for that?
Dub says crude as fucking glare are pissed. What are they hearing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you mad that we exposed you for what you really are? Like I said, like just stop. You want to sit there, like I said, you're sitting there
They
raising
didn't
money.
even
Expose me for what I am. Expose me for what I am. You mean somebody with a sense of empathy for somebody that you guys harass and continue to harass to no end? Someone who we don't have any information that indicates that this person had anything to do with his daughter's disappearance?
Somebody who's in jail. So you're raising money for
Tell
somebody
him
who
to
was
eat a
found
bag of
guilty
Richard.
by a judge and he's in jail. So you want to help him.
Well, you think about all these
Yeah.
people that lost a
I do.
family member to someone that was driving drunk.
I love it. I love it. The fact that you're pissed about it makes it so much more worth it. It's exactly why I did it. So that you jackasses can sit up there and whine. Basically, it shows the type of people, like I said, it was a vetting process. Anybody who had a problem with me doing that, I don't want them here. I mean, I just don't, honestly. Like, if you think that me helping somebody and doing a kind act for someone, no matter who it is, if you have some sort of problem with that, this isn't the channel for you. I don't want you here because you can't relate to me or the kind of listeners that I actually want to attract.
Drunk.
Yep.
Ask them what they think about you sending him money.
I lost
My
my
best
grandmother.
friend in the whole
Right.
wide world.
Yes, those boys are in foster care, but guess what? You still have to pay for that support.
Yes,
got
you
to
do.
pay that money. If your children
Yep.
are taken away, but you still, until they are stripped of their parental rights,
Right. That's what I'm
they
saying.
have to pay for those children. That's why the fifth charge on Don's charge thing was, again, something about
When he went
something
to
about
court.
responsibility.
Paddywhack, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Let's see. Boggles my mind that when there is no evidence, they go right to all this other crap. Even if the Wells commit other crimes, does not equal murder. Agreed. What it makes it is a private issue. I'm not up here worried about what you guys are doing. You know what I mean? I'm not up here worried about whether or not you guys are claiming people in your taxes that you may or may not, or that you should or should not probably claim. I'm not worried about that. That's none of my fucking business, dude. That's none of my business. It's none of your business about personal shit about me. I think it's just like, I wonder about that, because I wondered that too, tipping the scales. Why do all these nasty freaks have irritating voices? Because they sit around for hours trying to talk over each other. So their voice gets all hoarse. That's all I hear after a while. And I heard, I heard.
Failure or something, which means he's not paying anything for those 3 boys.
So he owes
Yeah.
something.
For like 7 months now.
When I had custody of my granddaughter for those 2.5 years, and like I said, when my daughter decided to get her crap together and jump back in the picture, then
like they're talking about Don paying child support for the 3 boys. The 3 boys live with him, dude. The fuck are you talking about? Like, I mean, not now. They're in the state's custody right now, but it's not like him and Candace are divorced and he's supposed to be paid. He puts food on the fucking table. What are you talking about? He gets up in the morning, he goes to a job, and then he comes home, cashes a paycheck, puts money on the dinner table, packs the cabinet with food or whatever the fuck. Anything that's going into that house is coming out of his pocket. What the fuck are you talking about? Paying child support, he's supporting everybody in the house. What the fuck are you talking about? And how the fuck do they know what he pays exactly? I'm a candy ask.
when they everything and she was doing good and she jumped back in the picture, well then guess what? Now she had to start paying child support. You see, when she jumped back in the picture, because I was getting support.
Yeah, like it's crazy the way that they run these lives, man. Like somebody is just saying that Molly like isn't even in the conversation anymore. She's off dropping a deuce and yelling, "That's right!" Like from the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Like that's people pay for this shit. It's crazy to me.
State for my granddaughter, and that's fine. I had money, whatever. I was doing whatever for her, anyways. But so yeah, then they started putting that child support on my daughter. So my daughter had to pay me child support, even though the case was closed and I had permanent guardianship of that child. She still had to pay me child support. So yeah, they have to pay. And
So as far as some calls that might be able to be made regarding his commissary,
these people have broken so many laws. Like they've broken so many laws. I think they should all go to jail. Don is proven until Don is proven guilty or not guilty. Let's see how fast their tune would change about the personal attack on him to make themselves relevant. Exactly. They should absolutely all be charged with a crime. I agree.
I mean, the jail can be called and you can ask for a sergeant and say, "Hey, are you aware that this guy might owe this and that? And he's getting all that." You might, and they could freeze it until they look into it. So
absolutely investigate. Absolutely, that's good. Again, this is great. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I just can't believe that Blair would do that. I mean, I know he's kind of quirky, and he wants attention on the channel, but that's not good, dude.
Quirky.
Come on.
Actually, it was great.
Crude as fuck. I don't even respond to that.
Actually, yeah, it was great. It was super good. Like it was beyond quirky. It was fantastic. People were incredibly generous and empathetic. And I was proud to have that happen on my channel in my chat and to be a part of that and to be a part of a community like that. Yeah, it's true. I am a dork.
That guy anyway.
The longest moron. He rides a fucking bike and works for minimum wage and acts like he's this big fucking shot when he's not.
First of all, I don't have a bike. So got me there.
I'm a loser.
Thank you.
You talking about Blair?
He's gross. First time I ever saw him, I was like, dude, that dude is totally creepy and totally.
Like I love that. I love that I'm this person who's like, I love that I'm judged based on my income. I love that shit. See, the difference between this is why I'm not the lowlife and she is. Because I don't beg for money. I just don't do that. I don't beg for money. Okay? And I live within my means. Everything that I get, I am genuinely grateful for. Everything that I obtain, I am genuinely grateful for. I feel it could be taken away at any given moment. So I live very, very modestly within my means so that I don't have to depend on others. Do I get help? Sure. Do people donate and help? Sure. But that's part of having a YouTube channel. It just goes with the territory. But what I don't do is beg. And what I don't do is feel entitled to anything beyond what I already have. I simply don't. So which one of us is a lowlife? The one who begs for money or the one who is just genuinely grateful for what he has? Just curious.
He's scuzzy. Sorry.
Well, I remember when he first came around to community, he didn't seem weird to me. He seemed a little
No, he was too thirsty. He's like another John.
yeah, and I hadn't
Too
paid
thirsty, too creepy. And people see right through it, man. You can't tell people what to think.
Why does I don't know how well you can see. Look at her face, dude. Okay? There's absolutely, let me explain something to you guys. Okay? She has no business determining whether or not I'm thirsty in any way, shape, or form. Okay? Because I'll explain something to you. Like I've said in other chats, with the bluest that my balls could ever get and the strongest liquor on the planet, I still could not imagine a scenario where I would be sexually attracted to this person. Not in the slightest bit. I mean, there is nobody on YouTube besides the boob that I find less attractive. Like if JLR, who did 10 years prison time, whenever he looks at these women and he looks scared of them, that should tell you everything that you need to know. JLR, who did 10 years prison time, is literally scared of these women. You can see it in his eyes. When he's in the same room with them, he's worried for his safety.
Sometimes you can because they're idiots, but you know.
He tried to check me the other day, Molly. He goes, were you in Molly Golightly's chat throwing watermelons at John Crimes? I said, no. And he goes, so you're going to deny that, right? I said, yes. And I said, if you want to talk about it, here's my phone number, here's my email, or I'll come to your panel. Because I've never done nothing like that over here in your chat. He's trying to call me out for something like that because he's on John's ad. Him and John, you know.
Oh, dear Lord.
So as far as that goes, yeah, this jackass who's up there kissing Molly's ass, he was on Burnt Toast panel kissing her ass and saying that he doesn't agree with what Molly does, yet he's up here right now after the fact. And in that chat, John was in the chat and John made certain accusations towards this person. I've never known John to not be a credible person. So I asked him. It did go the way that he's explaining. It absolutely went that way. I was like, did you or did you not do that? Are you denying doing that? Because I'm going to find out. You know what I mean? Because one thing that I can't stand is racism. It's just something that I cannot. It's disgusting to me. So, but I've never known John to be. And then sure enough, he says the most typical shit that a racist would say, which is this person always makes things about race. And I'm just like, really? That's where you're going? Like, I could have predicted that. You could have gave me multiple choice question of what you're about to say next. So yeah, I wanted to find out.
That was.
They're both in the same class.
I never did anything like that here in your chat. You know that, and I know that.
Actually, John's in a higher class than me. If you're talking about income or whatever, John's definitely better off than I am. So and he works for a living, so you don't get to talk shit about him. This is a guy who works an honest living. So
in the same class.
Absolutely. One is not worse than the other. They're equally as bad and evil.
We're evil.
Every woman in this community.
We're evil.
They're both a little effeminate.
Sort of self-respect for themselves.
No offense to anybody, but they're both a little effeminate, and I wonder if that's the attraction.
Who's the other person you were saying? The Blair and who?
John Crimes.
We're a little effeminate.
He's failed at everything he's ever tried to do in his life.
I'm surprised Molly didn't yell at me for saying his name. Well, you don't want to draw attention.
I love how she's saying this about another person, saying that he failed at everything he ever tried to do in life. Like, I don't know about that. Yeah, because I definitely know that you don't get to say that, because everything that you go for, you lose. You have Molly Golightly has 3 notable moments. Okay? 3 notable moments. The first being her being on Wife Swap. That doesn't take talent. She was on a stupid fucking reality show. Right? That's her claim to fame. The second claim to fame is where she plays a fucking hooker, which I think it was just a character. She was playing herself, but I think it was just to make the story of whatever stupid fucking show she was on more interesting. So her claim to fame so far is being Wife Swap, where she calls herself Big Juicy, and she's in the club, and she leaves her kid at home with Princess to raise. And she's proud of this, right? Then her second claim to fame is the thing where she plays a hooker and tells everybody that she's a hooker and that her husband knows about it or doesn't know. I don't know. And then her third claim to fame is body cam footage of her in a jailhouse, inebriated beyond belief. And she's in the jailhouse because she was rolling around in the pissy streets of New Orleans, and she tried to steal money from a stripper. So this is the person who has the audacity to sit up here and talk about anybody. Like, talk about anybody failing at anything. I think that's hilarious to me. That's so funny. Yeah, Cherry, you can do that. Oh yeah, no, I remember all of that, Dizzy Blonde. I remember all of that. No, that's Brian St. John. Like, that is one spineless motherfucker, dude. Like, to hear him up here and having heard the same person on Burnt Toast chat or Burnt Toast panel, like, very contrast. To me, that's just somebody with no backbone at all. That's somebody with jelly for a backbone. He doesn't believe in anything. He has no conviction towards anything. Right. And she claims to be a life coach. This person who's sitting there swearing she's not a dumpy dump to a bunch of New Orleans cops because she got caught trying to steal from a stripper and then tried to blame it on her friend that she was with. And she claims to be a life coach, and she's up here calling people losers and calling people failures. That's adorable.
But as far as the glare raising that thing, you know, that attention is needed.
So John comes in my room the other day. I've never even talked to him. I've never met him. I don't know who he is. And he comes in my room and he's like, I'm on you. I know everything about you.
Oh, John
like,
Grimes. Right. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
there.
I'm like, cool.
Your first live stream or your second live stream, he did that to you.
I don't, maybe it was my second. I don't know.
Yep.
Second. Yeah, it was second, I think.
Yep.
And he's like, then he went into Discord and he's like, they blocked me. They're racist.
Everybody's racist to him.
See, there he
I'm
goes.
like,
He says it
hey,
right
I'm
there.
the least racist person you'll ever meet.
He says it right there. Everything's about race to him. That's the most racist shit you could say. I mean, it's not actually, but it's a typical thing for a racist fucking dipshit to say.
My kids have color in them, so
well, you just happen to be white, and that's what he does. Anybody that disagrees with him is a racist. I'm a racist too. I disagree with him.
Everybody who, I mean, you realize you sound like a racist, right? You realize that, right? Well, I'm white. I'm white, and I must be racist. I'm white. I mean, you realize you sound like a racist. Like, I don't think I've heard anybody sound more like a racist except for when they're saying racist shit. I'm white. You're white. So everything's about race to him. What? What?
Gracie Marks, do you really want Marissa's attention? Because you just won't stop talking and dropping the same thing.
What I have to point out is during this live stream, I don't subscribe to coincidence, folks. Okay. During this live stream, Molly Golightly's chair broke. The reason why that is extremely funny to me is the last time Burnt Toast was live, Burnt Toast had read that, or Burnt Toast was playing a clip for after Molly Golightly had tried to discredit and smeared an alleged rape victim. And the only reason that this case didn't get prosecuted, the reason why Nick Carter did not get prosecuted was because the statute of limitations had run out. Right? So, but they had a case put together. They were ready to go. So they wouldn't have done this unless they collected enough evidence that they felt that they could have convinced a jury. So I'm going to lean towards believing that victim. Absolutely. And so once they decide that it's not going to happen, that the statute of limitations had run out, Molly Golightly ends up doing a stream where she doesn't talk and she just makes the most obnoxious chewing sounds because she's eating strawberries and drinking champagne in celebration that a man probably got away with rape. And so she's up there making the most annoying sounds. And I made a comment in the chat going, because she leans back and she puts her feet up. And I made a comment in the chat going, please chair break, please chair break, please chair break. Right? I don't believe in coincidences, people. There is just no way that after I willed that to happen on that stream, that it ends up doing that, the chair ends up breaking on a later stream. Like, I felt like, you know, I was like, yeah.
So do you really want, because I mean, if you really want her attention, she'll come back and I'm sure she'll give you a couple minutes, but I suggest you just shut up.
Oh, you're talking about John and
I'm
Molly?
talking about some lady in the chat that's talking, whatever, that's saying some garbage. Just stop.
They're talking about when John and Molly used to be friendly. I used to be friendly with John. Yeah.
Never. No, we're not talking. She's talking about somebody else.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, but don't let John worry. He doesn't like anybody that hangs around with Molly. It's just the way he is. Don't worry about it. You don't bother anybody on here.
I don't think he likes
He
anybody,
is a
including himself.
womanizer. I don't
Oh,
like him. I
God.
want
All right,
nothing to do with him.
I'm cutting that off there. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and listen to these people trash talk a creator that it's just, yeah, like at that point. Right, Ditzy Blonde. I just, yeah, this is not a moral person at all. And now she's trying to continue the heels on the ground thing. Even though the name's taken, she's going to change the name, or she's going to do it with all new people, which are sure to be morons. Whoever jumps on that with her has got to be an idiot. And then they're going to go to Seattle, right? And interfere with the Oakley Carlson case. And that really, really bothers me. Because I'm sure we actually share the same opinions on the case, even though I actually researched it and I actually covered it. I'm sure that happened. I doubt that they did any research at all whatsoever on the case at all, but we probably share the same opinions. It's just theirs is based on bullshit. But then they're going to go to Seattle and interfere with the case, which really, really bothers me. I worry about that because, like I said, the father who's being charged, and we know did something to this child. Like we just know he knows what happened to this child. He's an ex-cop and he's a meth head. This is a fact. I'm not spreading rumors. I'm just saying these are facts. He's an ex-cop and he's now a meth head. And he knows his way around the system. He knows what it's going to take to get prosecuted. He knows how to destroy evidence. He knows what type of evidence they're going to look for. He knows how long certain evidence takes to process. He knows how long certain evidence is good and what it isn't. What will ruin certain evidence to where it can't be used against him. He knows these. Now this Cherry is posting the details of Summer Wells. I don't want this to be confused with Oakley Carlson. So I worry because it's probably really difficult right now. I wouldn't steal from a stripper. I'm a Candy Ask, and you win Handle of the Day. I don't know if you've won Handle of the Day before, but you absolutely have. Thank you for that. And so I don't have to steal from strippers like Molly did. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I mean, I would never steal from a stripper. Sex work is work. It's honest work. I respect any stripper more than what I see Molly or any of these other idiots doing. I have 100 times more respect for a stripper than I have for Molly. Straight up. Angie P, I wonder too. I don't have enough. I mean, I think so, but I have to be clear. I don't have enough information to make that assessment, but it all seems a little too coincidental. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's just outside of Seattle, right? Yeah, she's presumed deceased. That is why you can't find any information on Oakley, any missing persons information on Oakley. I searched high and low all over the internet. I had Cherry help me search. I could find absolutely nothing, which tells me that law enforcement assumes that she's no longer with us. So what they're trying to do is build a case against this this awful couple who CPS or I forget what they're called there in that area, but family services, whatever they're called there, absolutely failed this child because she was happy and she was in a good foster home, well taken care of. And people might argue, well, she belongs with her natural parents. Well, in some cases, yes. But when these natural parents are these horrible people who do drugs in front of their children and don't care for them and give them the medical attention that they need, which is one of the charges that they have, no, those children don't belong in that home. Those children should be in a safe, loving environment. And Oakley's foster parents provided that. She was taking dance classes. She was flourishing. And in every picture you see her, she's very, very happy. Yeah, Duty Ron does a lot of really good things, man, with his channel. He does, he's great. I think Duty Ron is a stand-up guy, to say the least. Right. And I support them 100%, Evelyn. I support everything that they're doing. Absolutely. I just hope that Molly's clout chasing fucking ass doesn't go up there and start messing with this foster family. Even if she's in support of them, she doesn't bring anything to the table that's worthwhile. She doesn't bring anything useful or productive to the table. So that's why I worry about her meddling, because she's going to meddle with this foster family, and it's for self-serving reasons and no other reasons other than that. And that concerns me. I think that they're taking on more than they need to. Good grandma, I agree. I'm a big Tim Miller fan. I'm a big fan of Tim Miller. All right. I'm actually going to have to wrap this up, guys. I understand that Donald Duck has an update. I don't have time to bring her up on panel. But I believe Cherry has shared her channel in the chat. So if Donald Duck has I don't know Nicole Venditti. I don't know if Tim Miller is, because again, she's considered by law enforcement to be presumed deceased, from what I understand. Everything tells us this. Good grandma, I'm not 100% sure on that, if he goes all the way back to Texas killing fields, but he has a hell of a record, a recovery record for missing people. He has a great recovery record. Tim Miller absolutely knows what he's doing. Thank you, Claire. Beso y abrazo para usted. Gracias. Igualmente. Oh, okay. So his daughter was found in the field. Wow. That's right. I knew that he had lost a child or something like that. And then, this is a guy who's genuinely invested, him and, John Walsh, both two peas in a pod. Yeah, I'm a candy ask. Yeah, exactly. It's really sad. It's really sad. At this point, I just want justice. Now, I don't know if you guys are following the Leticia Stauch case, but Leticia Stauch she first, okay, you guys know she is about to start a trial for, she's accused of murdering her 11-year-old stepson, Gannon Stauch, which I was very much invested in. I'm going to cover this trial. So that's going to be happening. That's going to be happening in March, I believe. So I'm going to be covering that. But what one thing that you guys have to understand is Leticia Stauch pled not guilty at first for reasons of insanity. She had she was evaluated at least twice and tried to say that she wasn't competent to stand trial, but they deemed her competent to stand trial. At least both times. Now she ends up changing her plea. She was going to represent herself. She fired her public defender, and then the public defender comes back, and then she changes her plea to guilty, right? And then now she has changed her plea back to not guilty by reason of insanity. So what this woman is just doing is just playing games and costing Landon and Al, Gannon's parents, costing them justice. She's just torturing them that much more because she's just playing the system to stall. And I'm not sure how I feel about this judge just yet, because this judge seems to be enabling it and entertaining this shit. Now, I don't know much about the law to actually genuinely criticize this judge because I don't know enough. I don't know what it's like to be a judge. I don't know what it entails. You know what I mean? So I can't rightfully criticize this judge, but it bothers me. It seems like it's like, dude, why are you entertaining this shit? But there are probably reasons why that I don't understand, because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a judge. And then the trial date gets pushed back again. So she's just dragging along. And I can't wait to see this person locked up, put behind bars, because the evidence that we are aware of is overwhelming. And they did find Gannon's body. There's an active serial killer in Arizona right now. Really? I'm going to look into that. Thank you, Cinder's Fire. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate all your support. Please take a second and like this video, please. I would really, really appreciate it. All the super chats, I really appreciate, guys. Thank you so much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.